think it was the Raiders year that some guy had gotten cut. You're like, dude, spoiler. I was like, well, it happened in real life. So,
Spoiler, man. It's a spoiler. All right, we're live. I'm ready to go when you are.
all right, let me just take more bites of my Pop-Tart. Want to do any NFL stuff?
We don't have a ton to do. Don't you think? I don't know. What do you have? We can talk about Thursday if you have any bets for Thursday. All right, once I get the link out, I'm ready.
Check your audio real quick.
Yeah, how's it sound? Last time I heard that you were a little quieter than I was, so I turned you up and me down.
Yeah, really? I think it sounds okay.
What do you say?
I think it sounds okay.
All right, sweet. Let's get started then.
All right.
Oh, shit. All right. Ready?
Yep.
All right, let's get ready in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys Podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
Well, it's been a wild ride since the last podcast. If you can't tell, I'm in a different background. And
Oh yeah, no. Wait, where's Kramer?
it's not hung up yet. So
Okay.
my house that I was living at got robbed.
What?
It got robbed. 3 dudes busted down the door and with guns, robbed the place. My roommate
Were you
got it.
there?
No, I was not there.
Okay.
Luckily, I was not there. None of my roommate. The one roommate was that was there was in the backyard with the dog. Luckily, dog saved his life.
Mm.
It was insane. So my this luckily nothing got stolen of mine. I had like the back most up room, and they were only in for like 5 minutes, so they never even sniffed it. But our landlord also owns this like apartment building complex, and was like, "You guys got to get out of there." And we shipped up, and within a day later, we moved into this new place.
My gosh.
And so now we cleared out the house yesterday. It's done, and we're turning in our keys, I think today.
So you're not no more house?
No more house.
Jeez.
No more house. It's a nice apartment. I have it's a lot of space. We have we're doing 3 people and it's the same price, even though we had 4 at the house. And I like fresh feet forward, I guess, you know.
Did you guys have like cameras there or anything?
Yeah, we had a Ring camera that caught it all. It's crazy.
These guys like stupid?
Yeah, these guys. Yeah, I don't know. But
And you said that there's other houses next to you, right? Like with college kids in them. It's not like you're in
yeah, it's not just mine.
this random area.
Yeah,
Man.
luck of the draw, I guess.
Yeah, seriously.
But anyways, and then so nothing got my roommate. He sadly got his Xbox taken, and my Xbox account was on that Xbox without a password on it, and they've spent money on my credit cards because for some reason credit
Oh,
cards
really?
transfer over from Xbox to Xbox, which I never knew or ever never makes sense. With no restrictions, by the
Right.
way. No like um they changed my username. The Beetle is I'm recovering to get it
No.
back. I was spent on Xbox uh all day yesterday talking to Xbox trying to get my account recovered.
How much do they spend?
Uh, they spent $40 on 2K VC, $10 to change the name. Uh, 10. So, all right, I, I'm, s- I f- now I feel like an idiot when I'm explaining it, but it wasn't dumb when I did it. So I went on the Xbox website. I kicked them off all the devices that, even my own. I kicked off the account on all the devices.
Mhm.
I changed the password. I set up two-step verification. And then I put in my credit card to change my username back to the Beetle. And I did. Or not my credit card, but my debit card. So this debit card, a little history about it. When I got down here, about 3 days in, it got hacked on one of my purchases. I think it was actually the part in my cheesesteak purchase. And uh and then I had credit card was frozen. I had to Venmo or debit card, and I had to Venmo everybody, and it's a pain in the ass.
Mhm.
Well, I finally got it back Friday. They finally came in the mail, my new debit card. So this whole time, since like a week in, so for like 3 weeks, I haven't had a credit card or debit card. And now I put it in to change my name, and for some reason the guys are still on my account and used it and changed it again. So
What?
now it's frozen again.
My gosh.
It's been really a weird past month.
That's yeah. That's a tough situation.
It's been a tough month.
You've really been put through it since you got down there. Well, not since you got down,
Not
before
even
you got
before I
down.
got down. Before I
No
like the
way.
5 minutes in, I passed Pablo's, made it past state borders, but south of the border, and then that's
South of the
it.
border, yeah.
Pablo cursed me,
And you got COVID.
and I got. I'm telling you, I've been through it.
You have been through it.
It's
This is a rough month.
it's been a rough month. Hopefully nothing but better things ahead of us.
Yeah.
But anyways, we
Cox
got
won, right?
what?
Cox won, right?
Yeah, Cox won. We'll get to them later. They look their own sort of rough, but they won. Anywho, let's get into the good stuff. What the people are here for. Donovan Mitchell has been traded. Um, Donovan Mitchell was traded. What was it? Thursday, and he was traded for Colin Sexton, Larry Markkinen, Ajaobi, and multiple picks. Uh, I like this.
King's ransom.
Yeah, I like this trade for both teams, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
I
What?
mean, for Utah, like if you figure you had to get rid of him, I like it because they got so much back. I don't know how well he fits in with the Cavs. Um, I also worry that like this is a move they made too early, whereas like they're a young team that's developing, and they kind of made the big splash before they were actually ready to take the next step. But I could be wrong. He could turn them into a contender
Yeah.
immediately.
I like it for the Cavs just because. So he's what, 25? He's not that much out of their
Yeah, he's
time
pretty
team.
young.
So he can come in. He'll be the clutch guard that they need, the clutch scorer, and they have such a good, now I feel like, good front court and back court mix where it's like you have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, and you have
Right.
um, Garland and Mitchell now. So there's going to be, whether the defense on the two smaller guards is a little less, like as we've seen in like the past, where like the Blazers, where that defense was always the issue with the two guards. Any team that has
Mhm.
like a two guard system, really, the defense always comes to crumble. But
Wizards.
Wizards. But when you have a good defensive front court, it could help them where they don't have to do much of the interior defense. It's all got to be them trying on the perimeter. And Mitchell's been he hasn't been a great defensive player, but when he's shown effort, he's been able to play good defense in this league.
Yeah, no, I guess.
And
I the
it makes him look, it's a team the team wants to win now, and I respect the team that wants to
Mhm.
win any chance they get.
Right. I mean, if I'm a Cavs fan, I'm stoked about it. But I like to look at the negatives of every trade and try to poo-poo everything because I don't know, that's just what I do. But I also think that he is not as much of a superstar to the point where he's going to be like the best player on an NBA Finals team.
Yeah,
And
I
I
agree
think
to that.
he's their best player right now. I don't know, maybe because they have so much depth and they have a lot of weapons and like they're balanced. Maybe that wins, but
And
from what I've seen in my life in the NBA, that's not what wins.
I think what's cool though is like they still have Kevin Love. They can flip him for something else. They have they have flexible pieces still on this team where it's not like they traded everything, so it's like they didn't really need the picks. You know, they have as you said, they have young players that are developing and
Hmm.
Mobley could be I mean, the ceiling for him is very high. Uh Jared Allen, we've seen him be a good player in this league. And Garland has only been going up since last year. So hopefully, hopefully Mitchell kind of unlocks them. And I don't know. I don't see them going. The max I can see them getting to is like a 4 seed, like 4 to 6
Hmm.
range is what I'm thinking, which isn't anything special. But once you get a year or two as a 4 or 5 seed, then you start contending for a championship.
Yeah, right, that's true. And I guess Mitchell is also young enough where it's not like they're bringing in a vet to be with the young guys. It's like you're bringing him in and he's going to be here for a while. At least
Yeah,
hopefully.
he's 25 years old. He's under contract for 3 years.
Hmm.
My question is, like if you're the Utah, wouldn't you want the leaked out Knicks package over this Cavs package? 2 first-round picks, RJ Barrett and Obi Toppin and Quentin Grimes. I guess Quentin Grimes and Obi Toppin aren't much, but RJ
Mm,
Barrett's way better than anyone in the Cavs trade.
I don't know. Is he way better than Sexton?
I think so.
The
Sexton could
picks are
score, but he can't win
also
games. I guess neither can
yeah.
RJ Barrett.
The next picks would also probably be more valuable too.
Yeah, because like when the Cavs got him, and now it's like, all right, they'll be in at least playoff range. But the Knicks, they could
You
implode
never know.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
right.
could implode whenever. So you would never know.
Unless he vetoed the Knicks.
No,
I
because
mean, I don't think
I don't
he's
think
at the
he
point
had
in
a
his career where
veto.
he can do that,
Yeah,
but he could just say it and like just out of respect.
I think I honestly was about to say the opposite. I think they traded him to Cleveland because he wanted to go to New York, and they're like,
Be.
oh, you want to just quit on this team and
Yeah, I guess
dip?
Cleveland is not
Screw you. Have fun in
it's
Cleveland.
not a desirable destination
No, it's another third
necessarily.
market team. Like think about
Right.
it. He's going from a third party team to a third party team pretty much. So it
Yeah, Utah to Cleveland
it's
that's a brutal
tough.
move.
It's tough.
That's tough.
So he's
Was he forcing a trade?
I
Or
don't
did
know
they
if he
just
was
like know they
forcing, if
had to
they
get
were
rid
like
of him at some
shopping him.
point?
Yeah, I think they just kind of knew they had to get rid of him.
Yeah, I mean with 3 years left on the contract, I guess you might if you're not gonna build around him anymore, you might as well just ship him off when you can.
Yeah, and clearly that's what Danny Ainge wants is just to
Hmm.
cut all ties. So it's gonna be a fire fest for the rest of the team too. Fire sale. Like the rest
Hmm.
of them, they're gonna be gone. Why keep any of them at this point? Just get rid of all the veterans that have
Yes.
any worth.
Load up.
Yeah. Uh, they have now the same amount of picks in the next 5 years as OKC.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. It's
Let me look at these
it's the new form of super teams. Just having 15 picks.
pick swap. All right, first round pick, first round pick, first round pick. Pick swap. Yeah, that's a lot. You
Haul.
think that's the Knicks thing is better than that?
I don't know. I think
That's 5 picks.
I got to see what the reported Knicks thing was, but I just think RJ Barrett. People, I mean, and like people don't care about the players anymore in trades. Like the Houston trade when
That's true,
James
yeah.
Harden got traded, it's like they got nothing back. They got like Donovan, they got
Yeah.
Victor Oladipo and like crap. They didn't want Jared Allen and Karis LeVert. That's why they're on the Cavs anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
It's weird. It's weird how NBA teams just like don't look for the good players anymore. They just want the good picks. Which I don't think the Cavs picks, as we just discussed, are gonna be like phenomenal picks.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Weird. They're trying to get those Lakers picks next. Russ will be on the Jazz and will be bought out on the Jazz.
I wish.
That's my
A
prediction.
great spot for him. Everyone can just forget about him.
Oh yeah, no one will ever pay attention to Russ ever. And if he gets
Skip
bought
Bayless would
out,
not give a rip about Russell Westbrook.
if he gets bought out, he might be out of the league.
He might be. I mean, I'm sure he'd find some. Well,
What team would want
Maybe
Russell
not.
Westbrook? Right? Like no young team right now wants him because they want to develop their guys, and he just stops all
Mhm.
that development. And then no contending team wants him because he won't get off the
Sucks.
bench. Yeah, and he'll have to start.
I don't know. That's a good question. Unless if there's a team that's like so bad that they don't have good young players. They just have bodies out there.
Maybe like the Wizards.
It's not true.
I know. I'm just messing with you. He
Whatever.
could make his reunion with Brad Beal.
Yeah, he could. That worked out really well the first time. They should run it.
Hey, they
back.
made the playoffs.
It did make the playoffs. They won a game in the playoffs
Yeah.
actually, and the first ever play-in tournament. So
Mhm. Have some respect.
historic season.
Yeah, have some respect. All right. Any other? I think for this year, this doesn't really switch up. I think any titles odds, nothing like that. But
Mhm.
next 3 years, I don't know. I think we could see a Cavs run in there somewhere.
Watch out for him.
Yeah, keep a
Glad that
pin on him.
they've rebounded quickly after LeBron. Good for them.
It's funny. This might be one of the best Cavs teams ever. If they win like
Oh,
a
it's
playoff series or two,
yeah.
besides the LeBron years, it might be the best Cavs team ever.
Yeah. Well, and the team that got beat by Jordan one year when he
Yeah.
hit the buzzer beater.
Yeah.
That one
That's
too.
literally the two runs that the Cavs had.
I don't think that one was even a run. I think it was like the first round of the playoffs. I remember them saying in the last dance, like, this Cavs team was good. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because all the Cleveland teams
Sure.
were great all the time.
I'm sure they were good.
All right. Yeah, all right. Let's move on. No other NBA talk for now, but we do have some other big college football news that came out on Friday, right? The next day.
Mhm.
They're officially expanding the playoffs to 12 teams. Can everyone in the comments that has been bitching for all these years clap or something? I need like some sort of applause or something because, yeah, there you go. Finally get
Hooray.
what you want, and there's too many teams. It's not 8.
Why not 8? 8 would have been simple.
Let's protest again for 8.
Why 12?
Like they chose 12 just so it could be a discussion for the next 5 years. On if
That's the
12
other
is too
thing is
many.
like it's 2026, right?
I thought it was 2024.
I saw 2026, but I'll look it
I don't
up.
know. Check it up again.
But yeah, like we discussed this when we did our college football. Yeah, at least 2026, maybe earlier. So probably earlier. But when we were doing our college football preview, we were talking about the playoff, and I was saying how, like, every once in a while you might get an upset with like the low seed against the high seed. But now, like, the biggest upset you'll have will be 12 seed versus the 5 seed. And then the winner of that game will just have to go play Bama.
And get wrecked and get
There's
absolutely
only
stomped.
So now you're making these top 4 teams that never lose anyway
Get
play
bye
only
weeks.
2 games instead of 3
Yeah.
games.
So they
So,
they
I
already don't lose. Now they're still playing 2 games to make it to the
Right.
championship, and they're probably gonna make it every time.
I mean, I guess it's better.
I gotta see. No, I gotta see who the top
Yes.
12 seeds were last year. All right, what was it? 2021. All right.
Yeah. I mean, that's also a lot of games. Like
Oh
the
yeah,
first
Utah
first
baby,
round. No.
Utah versus Baylor. I can't wait to see it. They're gonna be competing for the national championship. Notre Dame can say they made it to the playoffs every year. It's gonna be
Yep.
so exciting to see all these teams boast about how they made the playoffs and then get curb stomped by whoever they
It
play.
it will be nice for like recruiting because coaches can say, "Hey, we made the playoffs last year," even
Or
if
they
they're
could
like
be
number
like,
12.
"Hey, we're ranked 15 right now. We get one more two recruits. We can make it to the playoffs, compete for a
Yeah.
national title."
Yeah. No, that's right.
No, and it gives teams like Maryland and USC a chance to compete, I guess, but they still are not. They're not going to be competing.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm just.
I mean, if Maryland got the number 12, that would be pretty nuts.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd be pumped, but I still wouldn't expect them to win the Natty.
Yeah. But it does, I guess it does allow for more seasons, like more Cinderella seasons like that for teams that don't make it. Like, think of like a Coastal
Yeah,
that would have been in
I'm.
at least 12 or something like that.
I'm
There was
interested to
really
see.
no team like that this past year other than Cincinnati.
I'm interested to see though, like how, like after 10 years of this, how many is not one of the four seeds? How many national titles?
How many champions? Yeah, probably very few.
Eh,
Maybe one.
yeah, it'll be exciting to see that one, but it's gonna be the same old. Which and
You
eight
know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be like a Bama or Ohio State who loses a game at the end of the year,
and then
and
vote
then they
switch
still
it.
get in as like the 7th seed, and then they
Oh
just go
yeah,
in.
yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, that
So it's like
now
not even.
now I'm just thinking about that. They're gonna be like someone like Alabama's gonna lose to Auburn in the Iron Bowl, and they're all gonna be like, "Oh my
Yeah,
god!" They're gonna be
Auburn's gonna get in as the top 4, and then they're
yeah,
gonna see him again in the championship
and then
and just
just
get
murder
rolled.
him. And they're gonna and Alabama's gonna drop all the way to like 10 or 7, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my god!" Like Cinderella story as they freaking wipe out everybody in the conference.
One bad game, and yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Ugh.
I mean, it was like the year when Ohio State won the championship. They beat Bama in the first round, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, it's such an upset. And I don't remember what the point spread or anything was on that game, but it was like freaking Ezekiel Elliott and Urban Meyer in Ohio State. It wasn't that crazy, I
Yeah,
didn't think.
no, it's like, I don't know. It's gonna be it'll be fun to see, especially the first year. It'll be interesting to see like how it all works and what.
Hmm.
But I just
And
feel like
it's
eight
more
would have been.
games for us to watch and
Yeah,
enjoy.
yeah.
So hopefully we actually get some good games and not just blowouts like it's been recently.
I do feel like eight would have been a better choice though.
8 seemed
It
like it
seems
made a
too
lot of sense.
logical.
Yeah, it
It
was.
seems way too logical. So, all right. Well, now looking at this year, let's talk about some college football week 1.
It was a wild week. Like
Yeah, there was a lot going
there were
on.
some ridiculous games. The North Carolina Appalachian State game was one of the more ridiculous football games I think I've ever seen. The 63-61 game where App State was down like I think it was 7. They scored and they went for 2. This was like 30 seconds left. They don't get the 2-point conversion, which they should have gotten. And then Carolina gets the ball back. They score, and then App State gets it back again. This is all with like under 30 seconds left, and they go down and they score, and then they miss the 2-point conversion again and lose. But they scored like 40 points in the fourth quarter. It's unbelievable.
So that sounds like because I didn't watch that game. That sounds like the Bizarro World version of the Florida State LSU game.
Hmm.
Only the high scoring version of the Florida State LSU game.
Right.
That game, was absolutely ridiculous. Uh, it was boring throughout the whole first 3 quarters until LSU came back and started driving down the field. They went at a 99-yard drive in the last minute, completed the 99-yard drive in the last minute, and then got their field goal blocked for the extra point. What? That is just
Man,
such a
it's
brutal
so
loss.
heartbreaking. It's
If you're
so
LSU,
heartbreaking.
you're crying after that one.
Yeah. And I saw something funny that said the thing that makes it even better is that Brian Kelly, the only guy that followed him from Notre Dame, is the special teams coordinator.
No
Their first
way.
game. I mean, was LSU ranked?
I don't think so.
I didn't think they were supposed to have a good year this year, but still, like, regardless.
No, it's funny.
That's a brutal loss to have week 1.
Absolutely a brutal loss. Speaking of a brutal loss, Oregon did terrible. Bo Picks was out. Bo Picks was out.
That was my Pac-12 champion on our preview episode. They looked pretty outclassed.
This is like, and I just have this feeling like Georgia's just gonna do this to every team, just like they did last year.
I mean, yeah, but it's like it's not the SEC, and that was such a perfect representation of like the SEC versus the Pac-12. It's like here's the best that the Pac-12 has to offer.
Yeah, and
here's the
best.
reigning SEC champion. Like, let them go to work.
And
it wasn't even a home game either. It was a neutral site.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that. Well, actually, it might have been the neutral site. Might have been Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is in Atlanta.
Yeah. I like how Bo Picks. I mean, he was an SEC quarterback. He was played against.
Yeah.
This isn't his first time seeing Georgia.
I feel bad for him because he's probably like, all right, I get to face like UCLA, Oregon State.
No, you're back. You're right back to Georgia.
First game of the year. It's like, aha.
Yeah, you're right back to Georgia.
Here's the best defense in the country.
Yeah.
Do you see the video of the Georgia fans barking before the game?
No.
I mean, these people are nuts. I remember Pat McAfee talking the time about how he was at the SEC championship and Georgia was playing it. He's like, when people say that it means more, they mean it. Like there were grown men barking at each other in the stands, but
that's absolutely ridiculous. He's on the ground crawling. He's on the ground crawling.
I care a lot about football. I think probably more than a lot of people. That's something that I don't think I would ever do.
I'm never getting on the ground and barking.
I would bark, I think. I would not get on the ground and crawl.
Getting on the ground and crawling like a dog is ridiculous.
A bit much, maybe.
All right. So Ohio State, was that a crushing or was that more of a tighter game than I thought? No, I mean, I guess in the second half it was.
I mean, the whole game was close. It really wasn't until the fourth quarter that they pulled away. I was impressed by Notre Dame, at least defensively. It's like that Ohio State offense is probably, if not the best offense, one of the two.
Yeah, and the holding of 21 points is pretty impressive, especially when you look at we just talked about Georgia and Alabama scored 55. Even Clemson scored 41. Wisconsin scored 38. I mean, like all these offensive that
Iowa scored like 7.
Iowa, really?
Did you see that game?
No, my buddies was in Iowa. I didn't know they only scored 7.
Yeah, really? It was they won 7-3. And it wasn't a touchdown. I think it was like 2 safeties.
That sounds like the worst game ever.
It was. You didn't see anything on Twitter about that?
No, I didn't see nothing about that.
Yeah, dude, it was brutal.
Awful.
And you look at like the numbers of these guys. It's like, oh my gosh.
So like, Utah lost.
Utah got beat by Florida, yeah.
Ugh.
Again, like that was the move where it's like We're number 7 in the country. Let's prove right away that we belong with the big boys, and then you lose to Florida, who's not even supposed to be good this year.
I was gonna say
Why even schedule that game?
not even a good SEC game.
Yeah,
Just man, they ran all over them. 250 plus yards in rushing,
Florida.
and 100 by the quarterback, Anthony
Jeez.
Richardson. He had a really good. I saw it was like his pump fake that was really sweet, and threw it in the back of the end zone. Oh, yo,
Yeah.
Trevor Etienne, is this Travis's brother?
Oh, it's gotta be.
He's on Florida though.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, younger brother of Travis.
Yeah.
They really
Does he have an alien head?
No, let me look at him. Nah, he has a pretty normal head.
Oh yeah.
Pretty
Travis
big.
has a weird shaped head.
Yeah, Travis does have a weird one.
But that was another heartbreaker where Florida scored late. Utah got the ball back, put together like a perfect drive. They only needed a field goal to tie. They were in touchdown range. They were like the 5-10 yard line, and they get through a pick with 17 seconds left in the end zone.
Oh,
Yeah, it was tough.
that's brutal.
Tough.
All right. USC destroyed. I mean, I guess no surprise there. Kentucky did well. All right. You want to talk about our team? Actually, no. Let's talk about Arkansas, Cincinnati first.
Is Arkansas the real deal this year?
I think so. I think
I don't know.
When they destroy the Gamecocks next week, they're gonna be the real deal. Like they're gonna probably destroy them. But
I mean, Arkansas hasn't really been good in my lifetime. I feel like
no,
last year was probably the best I've seen.
I was gonna say that's probably the next best they've gotten. But
Yeah.
they're really good. Their defense is like fast. Offense has some good weapons. What was up with Cincinnati? I guess Ben Bryant. I mean, he played. It seems like he had a good game. Oh, sorry. Maybe that pick cost him. But it seemed like the first half they couldn't get any points.
Yeah, it was a snooze fest. The first half, at least. Then it picked up.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely picked up, but they couldn't get that extra touchdown to tie it up. All right.
Can we talk about how Big Game Boomer had NC State and Utah as top 4, and Utah got beat, and NC State
1-1
had to barely survive against East Carolina?
So
Saying.
I think every week you should like take notes on what Big Game Boomer gets wrong. Like you should just we should just be the enemy of the Big Game Boomer. More.
I didn't see him like acknowledge that either on Twitter, and I don't follow him, so the only things that I see are when I like actually go to look at his profile. I didn't seem to see anything like like, hey, my bad. Okay, now he has NC State at number 9.
Big fall from
preseason
4.
he had him at 4.
Yeah, it's a big fall from 4.
Dude. Why?
Dude. What about Utah?
Utah is down to number 12.
This kid.
Yeah. The boner.
Yeah. Really
no,
is.
I really hate him.
All right. Let's talk about our teams. The Cox, they won. Big dub, but they didn't they scored like 0 offensive touchdowns. They've got 2 touchdowns on the offense, and then the other points were all special teams.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 2 so blocked punt and blocked field goal touchdown. Or no, fake field goal touchdown. Some real beamer ball out in the stadium today. So I gotta admit, being back in the stadium is great. The lights they have new LED lights for the stadium. They look phenomenal. If the game wasn't so boring, I wouldn't have left at halftime.
You left at halftime?
Yeah, dude, that game was awful. Literally, all you'd watch is Spencer Rattler miss out routes, and get sacked.
He wasn't good.
So the offensive line wasn't very good.
Bless you.
All right, thank you.
I remember that was what you were saying before the season, right? That was like going to be the bugaboo.
And it's the bugaboo. It is 100% the bugaboo. The offensive line
Shit, man.
blows. Marshawn Lloyd, our supposed to be number 1 running back, is running 2.7 yards per carry. Our tight end is running more yards per carry than him. I mean, yeah, I guess he got both of our touchdowns though. One receiving, one running. But Spencer couldn't throw downfield. Nothing could develop. It was just these out routes that would just fall straight to the ground. So hopefully Arkansas.
It's week 1.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
warming up
right.
for Arkansas. And what stinks is the must-win games start next week. You have to beat Arkansas if you want to make any sort of noise.
Well, what kind of noise are we talking about?
If you want to beat top 25, you have to beat Arkansas, I think.
Okay. You think?
I think so. Because look
You
at the
have
rest
to
of the
beat a ranked team to be a ranked team?
All right, but look. So, say we get crushed by Arkansas and then crushed by Georgia the next week.
Yeah.
And then,
you play Charlotte. We play Charlotte.
Nice.
With that.
Then we'll have 2 games that we should win. But then everything else we have to win the rest of the schedule basically. If we lose those 2 games, we have to win the rest of the schedule.
Yeah. Lucky A&M. Yikes.
Yeah.
You guys just need to stop playing Clemson. Like, your schedule's already tough enough. You don't have to get stomped by Clemson every year just because you're rivals.
Yeah, it's the Palmetto Bowl. We have to do it.
But they're so much better.
I know, every year. Every year. They're so much better. I'm aware. And if it wasn't last year, like, what year was it going to be that we beat them?
Right, yeah.
We got skunked 30-0 last year, and we still couldn't. That was a down year for them.
Yeah.
Still couldn't beat them.
It's like Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Like, what is Georgia Tech still doing playing Georgia every year? Like, maybe in the 50s it made sense, but at this point, it's like just a free
It's been 100 years since it's been close.
The best team in the country just gets tuned up in the last week.
All right, how did Maryland do?
Sorry, I didn't mean to turn that so negative.
It's all right. It's all
right. What's the spread next week against Arkansas?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me look up.
Minus 7.5.
7.5. All right.
That's a ball game.
I'll be taking Carolina. I'm taking the points. 7.5. Oh, you can get him at 8.5 on DraftKings. I love the 8.5. Actually, I hate the 8. We're gonna get destroyed. That's all right. So you guys played Buffalo. Oh, pretty much same score as.
Yeah, and it was very similar. Like Talia, we didn't score defensive touch. All of our touchdowns were rushing touchdowns. So that was like the big thing that looked great was the running game. Our freshman back looked good.
Oh, Roman 16 and a
Hemby.
16.3 yards per carry. That's
Big Ten freshman of the week. Yeah, no big deal. Antoine Littleton also, he's like 270 pounds. His nickname was the Baby Bus in high school. Nice. And that dude, and I don't know if it'll be as easy for him in the Big Ten. I'm sure it won't. But he would just like plow through guys. Like there was one play I remember specifically where the middle linebacker was in perfect position to tackle him. Like it was just like a little run up the middle, perfect position, crouch, hits him in the knees, and Littleton just ran over him. Didn't make a move on him or anything, just ran straight through him like he wasn't even there. So that guy, he's awesome. Like a man. So he's a man amongst boys.
There you go.
But
yeah.
Talia didn't look great.
290's not bad though.
290's a lot, but like they had the ball the whole game, and he has really good receivers. So he missed a lot. He'll miss high over the middle a lot. That's how he threw his pick, and that's like the one thing that you're not supposed to do. Like if you're gonna miss, don't miss high over the middle. Like that's where the safety's just sitting there. And he'll try to fit balls in like these tight spots that it's just unnecessary. He never like just runs out and throws it away. He's always trying to fit it in a tight window. It's like, dude, just stop.
You know the
You're
you know
getting guys
the
killed, first of all.
oh yeah, no. You throw it high over the middle, your wide receiver's getting popped. No matter what. But so you know the guy that our schools had a little fight over? How
Mhm.
did he play?
I don't notice stuff like that, to be honest.
What was his name? Was he Barham?
Aram, yeah.
Yeah. What he got one tackle.
He's actually the best player on the field.
Nah,
By far. He's a force to be reckoned with.
that guy's garbage.
Our defensive backs look good, but again, like it's Buffalo. Like it's not like the MAC is recruiting 4 and 5-star receivers that you're gonna have to play against when Michigan State comes to town in a couple weeks.
Speaking of
Even
the MAC,
SMU.
Speaking of the MAC, poor Bowling Green couldn't make it out past UCLA.
Did you see the attendance at UCLA?
Yes, I did.
I mean that's pathetic.
Oh, it's pathetic. It's coming.
I feel bad for our guy Cam too.
straight to
Like
the
you
Big
go
Ten.
out there and you want to see like the Rose Bowl in all its glory, and then there's like 12 people there.
I felt bad. I sent him a text beforehand saying good luck out there, and he said sorry I couldn't get it done against LSU. I was like, oh, it's not your fault. It's all right, Cam. Yeah, no, UCLA.
I mean,
Yeah.
they hung in there for a half.
Oh yeah.
Like that was a competitive game for the first half.
I mean, and it should have gone. It shouldn't have been a competitive game pretty much the whole time. So
Mhm.
the fact that it was, that's pretty cool. What was I gonna say? You're right. The Rose Bowl, the fact that it's so like there's no one there. It's so
Yeah.
sad, and it's going straight to the Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean Maryland did not have good attendance either. At least the students showed out though. They
That's
all
good.
left at halftime, but the students were there. The rest of the stadium was pretty like
The Cox sold out. Yeah.
well, but that's also like that's what you have down there.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's
People that live in South Carolina aren't like they care more about that than they care about NFL.
yeah, that's true. But
So.
it's not like there's any NFL games on this week.
Whatever.
Just saying.
It's fine. I'm not pressed about it. I wish we would sell tickets, yes, but I will have fun regardless.
Hey, that's all that matters.
It was hot though. Like honestly, it wasn't even that fun for the first half.
That's why dude, this was also the first weekend that Theta Delta Chi is in the fraternity lots.
Oh, there you go.
So, and it's wild. It's wild.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'll post a video on like my story or something next time, but it's nuts. We basically have, so it's us, DTD, ASIG, and who else? Oh, TKE, Teak. And we're in like this little like, so it's like the whole frat lots, and then there's like this hallway that goes to our section. And it sounds a little lame, and when we were setting it up, I was like really pressed that we paid this much money for it. But when we got in there, it's so cool. It's sweet. It's
really?
Like there's all of our tents set up around, and then just like a big mosh pit in the middle where all of us have shared music that is through like 6 different speakers. We want more speakers, we want more stages, and it's gonna be a lot of fun this semester.
That does sound fun. The way that we do it, we put it's like the IFC, and they put every fraternity sorority on one big field, and everyone has a tent.
Yeah.
But the tents are like in a semicircle almost, and there's like a bunch of porta potties. But the field is so big that it could never be like a mosh pit or anything.
So
and there's like a couple speakers, and the music is meh.
So the rest of let me pull up the video of like, because we came afterwards to clean up, and we were the first frat out of all of them to go and clean up their lot. So let's see video. All right, Just look at these, like, I don't know if you can see it or not. Just like look at the fairgrounds and all these tents and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Like these are just massive tents that
There's like real lots too.
yeah.
It's a big field.
Yeah, no, it's all dirt lot that everyone's on top of. Someone
Hmm.
brought, I forget what fraternity it is. They brought like a turf. So like their whole section's on a turf. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
That's a good idea. It's a lot of money though. It sounds
Yeah.
like.
No, there's a ton of money. And that's funny. Like all of our next like funding projects and stuff are all like to building stuff for the fraternity lots.
No, really.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess the tailgating's probably a little bit bigger of a deal down there.
Oh yeah. The parents tailgate just as hard as the students.
Yeah.
Oh, like parents will come in with trailers and like stay there for like a day before and like leave it
Jeez.
overnight after the game, clean it up in the morning type deal.
Right.
So it's funny to see
Wow.
like game day. Everyone becomes a college student on game day.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone becomes a college student. But yeah, it's a blast, and it's a lawless land over at the frat lots. Apparently, one of my buddies kept saying he saw like literally a guy like put cocaine on his finger in front of a cop and just right, not anyone in our fraternity, but like just someone
Right.
out there and just right in front of a cop. I was like, oh my god, I'm not surprised, dude.
Ours is not a law. Ours is like a freaking prison. Like you're not allowed to. Well, there's like very specific rules. So like they let you drink, but you can only bring in 8 beers in a bag. And at the
which like bring in stuff. We can't. You have to buy stuff there.
Oh, you can't.
No, you have to buy. They sell the alcohol there.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and anyone over 21 or under 21 clearly cannot.
Right.
So,
well, they don't check IDs. They check your student ID. So that no
worse.
non-students get in. But you bring in a bag and they count them before you go in. And if you have 8 or less, they let you in.
That's so weird.
You have to get a wristband too to get in. Like each chapter has a certain amount of wristbands that they like all the members get, or you can give them out to like whoever if you have leftovers. But there's like very specific rules. Like you're not allowed to vape. If you vape, that's a $100 fine. If you shotgun, it's a $100 fine. I think if you puke, you probably get thrown out.
Jesus.
And then like everyone has a certain amount of pizza at each tent.
They have to have a special amount of pizza.
Dude, it's like weirdly specific.
That's weird.
The things that they and like I guess it keeps it under control.
That's
and
good.
like shotgunning and vaping wouldn't help with the optics. So
ours is like supposed to be controlled. Like this was the first weekend we've ever been in there, so it's like we were very wary about what we were doing, and now it's like after this weekend, it's like, all right, never mind. Clearly,
just rip lines of coke.
Yeah, clearly we just rip lines and nothing. Also, speaking of the tailgate, it means the mustache had to come back out.
I noticed.
Yeah, it means it had to come back.
It's a good look.
Thank you. It's a good game day look too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sitting in class today, it's not going to be as good of a look, but it'll be fine.
Yeah. It always plays, I think.
I think so too. I left a little bit on the side too this time, so it's a nice handlebar. All right, what else we got? Anything coming off the dome that we missed?
NFL starts.
Yeah, let's do
one preview.
Yeah, we could do because we could preview Friday, but let's do Bills Rams right now. Unprepared, just wise picks on the first game.
Yeah, this is right off the
dome.
Right off the dome. Let's see. Last time I saw it was 2.5.
2.5.
Rams. All right. Rams plus 2.5 at home.
What?
I know the Bills are good. That's tough to pass up.
Tough to pass up. Oh my! I'm taking that. There's no way. 2.5 plus 2.5 at home. How good do they think the Bills are?
I don't know.
I
I feel like the defending champ wins more than they lose too, right? In the first game.
Yeah, unless it's
Am I wrong
Brady
about that?
versus the Chiefs, but yeah. I feel like every time they play the Chiefs week 1, they got murdered, but this is different.
That's true.
Look,
That
all
was the
right.
Kareem Hunt game.
Yeah, that was a cream hunt game. Also, the Rams, come on. The Rams are far better than the Bills. I think right like this
Far
maybe not
better.
far, maybe not far. I think
That's
they're a better roster right now than the Bills. I want to see
I
how
would
this
agree with
Bills
you.
teams play. 2.5 plus at
I
home.
mean 2.5. Like if you can get the defending champ at
That's
plus
so
money,
disrespectful.
it is
That's
disrespectful.
very, very disrespectful.
So I will be taking the Rams.
Yeah, unless let's just
And
make
I'm
sure
like
is
not even the points.
Matthew
Just give me the
Stafford
money
is
line.
playing, right?
They'd be more than 2.5 if he wasn't.
Yeah, that's true. It's gonna be like
No
won't hold.
limitations on
Yeah, no
elbow.
limitations. Yeah, I'm taking the money line there.
Yeah, plus 115 is what I have it at.
I'm gonna go see if that's on my book right now before it changes because I want to bet that. All right, and then so Friday we'll run up some wise picks.
Do you want to do any hard knocks or
Oh yeah. Let's look at Hard Knocks a little bit.
okay?
So, as a discretion to all the viewers out there, I fell asleep during Hard Knocks. I missed all the cuts. The most important part.
There
The
were
only
no
thing.
cuts
Oh, they weren't even cuts on
on
this
the last
episode.
episode. No, they're saving them for tonight. I guess. Is there an episode tonight?
If there is, I don't know who's watching it. They're stretching it out because all they were talking about were cuts. The whole
And
episode.
yeah, and no, at the end of the episode, they like, you know how they had the board
Yeah.
and they were like, I like him. Oh, I don't know about him. At
Uh-huh.
the end, he's like, all right, so this is our roster. What do we think? They don't show the board, and then the episode just ends.
So the whole episode is just gonna be cuts next time.
I guess.
That's so
Yeah, because
stupid.
they already played the last game. Blau got cut,
Poor Blau.
which so perfect.
Poor Blau.
Did you at least see the Jared Goff scene?
Yes, that was great. It's exactly what I needed. Was the Jared Goff scene? They literally, I think they listened to us and made one scene just for Jared Goff. They did his whole backstory, everything. It was great.
He'd be so happy.
Former number 1 pick was said. I loved it.
Yep.
Took the Rams to the Super Bowl. All the highlights of Jared Goff's career.
Yeah. And then they were saying how he's hot. It's like, oh boy. Jared Goff looks great.
Weren't they like, wasn't he talking about like some guy was like talking about his girlfriend and he's like fiance, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Fiance.
And then that guy wanted to be the best man at the wedding.
Oh yeah, it was it was his high school, like whatever high school program he works with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I wrote down was that they said the euphoria of winning, and I was like, this is a preseason game, and we're still talking. Like the whole opening scene of them, they're all hugging their fam. I was like, didn't we get enough of this last episode? Why are we just watching the same scenes as last episode?
And it was all the losers too. It was like Pimpleton.
Yeah,
and
it was
Blau.
all the yeah.
Like, oh, we love winning so much.
It's like, yeah, have fun on the streets winning.
Yes.
Pimpleton better start juggling in a clown suit because he
That's
ain't
like
playing
Pimpleton.
football.
Like, why are you learning how to? Why are you practicing juggling? Like, you should be practicing catching footballs.
Yeah, go run some routes.
Stone
dude.
hands.
Yeah, don't be freaking juggling some bouncy balls.
And then like the most awkward scene, they're juggling, and the guy's like, "All right, by the end of this, you can juggle these." And it's like machetes. He's like, "Ah, you're joking." And the guy's like, "Yeah, I'm joking. Let's start juggling." Like, oh yeah.
And then he's also like, "All right, let me see what you can do." And Pimpleton's like starting, and he's like, "Is this what you're looking for?" It's like he's looking for juggling. That's what he's looking for. Just start juggling, dude. It's not that deep.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there's technique in it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the odds right now. I'm making up some wise picks as we speak.
Oh yeah.
Saving it for Friday.
My head is already in a pretzel. The Panthers are already up to -2.5.
Uh-oh.
That was a pick 'em a couple weeks ago. I should have jumped on it then.
Yeah, we should have jumped on it then. That was dumb.
Lions +4 at home to the Eagles.
This is how boring Hard
Holy
Knocks is.
crap.
We quickly averted from the Hard
I
Knocks
mean,
conversation.
nothing is more interesting than looking at the
Oh
lines.
yeah, no, the lines is everything. Uh,
Houston getting 8
the
points at home.
Lions plus 170 against the
Dude, the
Eagles.
line
The
how
Lions.
Lions are only +4 at home against the Eagles. Everyone's like the Eagles are like sneaky Super Bowl contender. It's like if they were actually a good team, they'd be laying more than 4 against the Lions.
That's fair. Vegas tells you. Vegas telling you
That's
right now.
right.
Oh, Chris. Plus 1.5 Vikings at home against the
Against the
Packers.
Packers.
Against the Packers. That's gonna drive you insane. All week, that line's gonna drive you insane.
I have to take it.
It's gonna be like Saturday night. It's gonna be like Saturday night, like 12:30 at night. And you're gonna be like, God, do I take it? How much more money do I put on this? Do I put 20 more bucks on this line? How much more? Raiders Chargers 2. Man, this week one's good. I'm not gonna lie, this week one is good. A lot of good games that I'm very looking forward to.
Yeah. Bucks Cowboys Sunday night.
Oh, even Chiefs Cardinals is gonna be fun. Raiders
That's
Chargers
fun
is gonna be
game.
fun.
Raiders Chargers all Packers fight. I mean, oh my goodness, dude. I mean, you're right. The plus 1.5 is driving me nuts.
It's so devious.
It is so devious.
Dude, all right, Bucks Dallas. Are we really getting that again on Sunday night?
That was
Same one as last year.
The opener last year.
Oh, it was
the Thursday
opener,
night.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's lame, I think. But
It's kinda lame.
Denver, Seattle. That's exactly what we want.
Yep. Gino.
Oh yeah, Gino Russ.
6.5 is a lot of points at home.
All right. So that does it for our Hard Knocks conversation.
There's Mitch in Hard Knocks.
There was Mitch.
Nailed by Hutchinson. So sorry.
And then, he's starter confirmed today by Tomlin.
Yes, let's go.
Number 1 starter, Mitch.
Pick him up in fantasy.
Pick him up right
Who
now.
do they have week 1?
Bengals
getting 6.5 points. Money line Mitch.
Don't tell you like the money line Mitch. Money line Mitch. It's plus 230. It's a good money line.
Yeah, right. The only other thing I had was the Gospel of Grit.
Oh, I think I missed the gospel.
That part. When the narrator says it's like before they start the practice, which they say is going to be the toughest practice of the year.
Oh, I do remember that.
The narrator's like, Dan Campbell has been preaching the gospel of grit all summer. Yes,
that's electric. The coaches letting them. That's kind of when I fell asleep. Is when they were letting them practice themselves.
Yeah, that's the most Lions thing ever too.
Oh yeah, that's
like, oh yeah, just let the players run the practice.
You run it, and it's funny because like the Cardinals do it with Kyler Murray, and it's like everyone's laughing at him because it's like Kyler Murray's coaching the team, and then it's like the Lions doing on Hard Knocks, and everyone's like, whatever, classic Lions.
Just let them have their fun.
Yeah, no, honestly,
not hurting anybody.
That's what. And the best was like they showed like the recap at the beginning, and it showed the recap from last episode. It's like, we just got to get this little bit of losing out of the bag. And I just started laughing all over again. Like I'd never seen the scene before. Getting a little bit of losing out of the bag.
That and Dan Campbell earlier, he's like, I don't know if it's during the preseason game or the practice, but he says on the headset, he goes, I think we got a defense, gentlemen. I was like, no, you don't.
Oh, I do remember that.
Absolutely
it's
do
like,
not.
Yeah, there's one out there. It's not great, but there's one out there.
You do have 11 players on that side of the ball.
There's 11 defensive players. You're right. But
do you have a good one? No, you don't. Definitely don't.
All right. And also, I loved, they were like talking about the offense, and they're like, the only people that hate Jared Goff is the defensive coordinator. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was like, what about the Rams fans when he scored 3 points in the Super Bowl and they traded him?
Or the Lions fans, you have to watch him play 17 games.
Right. Well, he's like the 3rd best player on the team.
So. That's true. All right. Now I think that does it.
+4 at home against the Eagles.
Love it. All right. We'll see everybody Friday for Wise Picks. Sorry that our schedule's been all over the place, but as you heard at the beginning of the pod, it's been a wild ride so far. Chris, your class has started?
Last week they started, yeah.
Okay, sweet. All right.
I never have class till noon.
Neither do I. So we can do a lot of brunch pods.
Do morning pods, yeah.
All right. Well, that does it. Thank you all for listening. We'll see everybody on Friday for NFL Week 1 Wise Picks. I'm excited.
Bring your wallets.
Too. Yeah, bring your wallets.